What's going on, guys? A while ago, and then I deleted it. Sorry, my internet was faulty for a second. Yeah, I went live a little while ago, and then I deleted it because I don't know. Sharing it with YouTube was weird. My internet froze. Whatever the case may be. All right. Tonight's topic is how I stay focused in a world of distractions. So I'll preface this with I'm going to be 33 in a few weeks. I was diagnosed with ADD or ADHD. Pull the screen down a little bit. When I was in middle school. So never really had phenomenal focus. Maybe pretty easy to believe then that I was not the best of students. Yeah, when I was a kid, listen, a lot of people would probably still look at me as a fucking kid. Let's be serious. But when I was younger, we didn't really have the internet and access to information the way it's an abundance of today. So yeah, when I was growing up, there was no such thing as being a creative or anything like that, or maybe there was and I just wasn't really made aware of it. But we live in a society of consistent distractions now. So even if you didn't have focus issues or whatever society deems these issues to be back when, chances are you're overstimulated now between all of your smart devices going off all the time, your phone or whatever. My fiance plays games on her phone and watches Netflix with me at the exact same time. That's a little ridiculous. Don't you guys I think that's a little ridiculous sometimes. That's absurd. Listen, I'll fuck with Facebook or I'll go on Instagram while we're watching Netflix, but I'll try to make a pretty conscious decision to stay off my phone while we're watching a TV show. But yeah, so the topic is how I stay focused in a society or a world of distractions, especially since I know I have this thing. I don't want to call it a mental illness. I don't want to call it a disability. I don't know how you would classify it. Maybe you would classify it as such things. That's up to you. I'm not going to do that, though, because maybe it is, maybe it's not. Who knows? People, just because you see something in deemed a certain way in Wikipedia, just means another few human beings just said, yeah, we all agree that that this is the case, so we'll name this a mental illness or whatever. Doesn't necessarily mean that's what it is. Just means a few people that have a little bit of authority gave it some definition or put a label on it, however you want to say it. Anyway, how I stay focused. So as I said before, I'm almost 33, and a lot of people would, in my social circle, would say that I haven't really nailed down staying focused, that I suck at it, actually. I produce at least 5 to 10 different ideas a day. And just now in my life, I'm starting to act more on them with this channel. Some of you may have seen me, Mike, and John on the Nothing Network, the Nothing Podcast. They do their own podcast on Nothing. It definitely would seem like I'm all over the place. And truth be told, I'm trying to narrow my shit down. A lot of people ask me what this channel is about. And I'll circle back to that. To get to the point of the caption for this video, how I stay focused in general, as a creative or somebody who normally can't stay focused. So when I get a bunch of ideas, now what I do is sometimes I'll write them down, but I filter through them in my head first. For me, it boils down to one thing. That's two things. So one thing, that one thing is I have a 5-year plan, career-wise, right? I know where I want to be in about 5 years from now. And I want to, I guess I'll get to that later, but I know where I want to be 5 years from now, right? So when I get an idea, I think to myself, well, would this be beneficial to my 5-year plan? Would it hinder my 5-year plan? Does it fit into my long-term goals? Does it fit in? Can I fit it into my daily or weekly life? Executing on an idea, by the way, is what I'm saying. So it's like if I have an idea for a script to write or to build something like on the web, like web app related or whatever, these are the questions that I ask myself. Is it worth putting my time into in a few months from now? This same idea that I have right now, like me and my fiance are wedding planning right now. And there's just a number of things that I've noticed that maybe exist. I just haven't personally found yet that could be interesting solutions to some problems in the wedding planning process. And in my head, I'm like, should I execute on this plan because it wouldn't be that difficult? Someone with my skill set as a web designer and developer by trade, it wouldn't be too difficult to do. And then I just sort of undefined on a lot of it. And like I'll cop it into like, well, does it fit into my 5-year plan? And for some of it, it's a possibility, and for some of it, it's a no. I'm not going to waste my time with that. Like for example, here's an idea I had that I put on Facebook. I had an idea to try to disrupt the presidential election process by using AI and VR to simulate what a day would be like in the actual shoes of the president of the United States. And you know what? When I first got the idea, so as a creative, what happens to a lot of people is you get high off your ideas. You get a little high. Don't ask me what drug to compare it to because I don't know, but it's like a slight little bit of euphoria, like positive euphoria, like, oh, this is cool, You might even have some delusions of grandeur, like I could be this successful off of this and blah blah blah, But so far in my life, I've executed on enough ideas and begun to follow through on enough things that I realize that everything is way more time consuming than you think it will be. And that, like for example, this idea of trying to disrupt the presidential election process. I thought about it. I got high on it. I was gonna make a Kickstarter to get funding for because I felt like it probably wouldn't have been that difficult. Probably wouldn't have needed to go to a venture capital with it. And then I was just like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do this because it's thinking a little bit long term and really digging deep into it. It's probably a several years long process for what I wanted for the solution that I was thinking of to accomplish trying to fix that process. And so I said, fuck it, I'm not going to do that. But as a creative, it's not always so simple to filter your ideas through. That's what I'm trying to say. It's definitely not. By the way, I think I see one person watching. Thanks for watching. Hi. How are you? I know it's almost 10 minutes in and I'm saying hi now, but anyway. I guess that's it for right now. Thanks to whoever's tuned in and to who might watch this if you found any value. So I guess the best thing I can say is if you're a creative and you have trouble focusing, try to develop yourself a 5-year plan. And this way, when you do get ideas, you can filter through and be like, yeah, you know what? I know I'm not going to do this. I know this isn't going to fit into what I truly want in 5 or even 1-year plan or whatever. So, there's that. Also, by the way, I know I was going to say goodbye to you guys, but I should mention one thing. I had a coworker who was complaining to me and another one of us about back and anxiety issues or whatever, and both coworkers that were sort of talking about this and focused as well were in their mid-50s, and they both recommended, well, one of them I should say recommended to both of me and the other person this stuff. What's this? Well, there's no label on it, but it is CBD oil. This is what this is. And I'll be honest with you guys. For some of you, should you take this, it will have no effect on you. You really won't feel much. It just depends on your body chemistry. And there's some of you who this might change your entire life. I don't know. I can tell you it's definitely helped me with focus. I can tell you it definitely calms me down and helps to relax me. Yeah, that's kind of it. So this could be a solution to stress, anxiety, focus, physical pain, being able to sleep better. It could be. I'm not saying that it's going to be for everybody because everybody's a little bit different, but it could be. Anyway, I'm going to come back to you guys a little bit later. Thanks for tuning in. Actually, it's almost 10 o'clock my time, so I might not come back to you tonight, but later in the week for sure. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Moral of the story, if you're a creative like me and you get a bunch of ideas a day, and even writing them down does nothing because you don't have enough hours in the day to execute on everything you want to do. 5-year plan it, 1-year plan it, a month plan it. Plan your shit. Figure out where your end goal is. And filter through your ideas and see if your end of month, year, 5-year goal see if your ideas fit into a category with what you want to do. That's it, guys. Bye.